name is Captain Crod, otherwise known as Cody, and today we're going to be doing a little sneaky look-see-peek-see at this Kobe bricks or blocks. I don't know what they go by. Kobe Toys? That's what their Instagram is, apparently. Anyways, as you can see here, here's the instructions. And inside we've got some like images, and there's like diagrams and a little bit of background on what this spacecraft is, which I thought was pretty cool because it is a real thing. It's not like a fictional ship. So the instructions, though, I gotta say, pretty lackluster. Right in the beginning here, there was like this like thing they did where you had to like put the plates together, and then you kind of just like sat them there. And then by the third thing here, you actually connected. It was really, really difficult. It was super difficult because everything kept moving around, and I couldn't like line everything up correctly. So I actually had to like go back a couple times because I had like misaligned it. Overall, the build for this thing was not the best. So I gotta say, just because of the instructions, the instructions, I don't know, something about them is hard to read. I just, I couldn't really just like figure it out easily. Like, I mean, it looks easy, and it was pretty easy, but there were so many things that just like, I don't know, the way it's highlighted is kind of weird. So I was like accidentally putting things off by a couple of studs, so I had to like keep going back. It was very frustrating. There's a lot of things that were like loose too with like the connections, which I didn't really like. Like there was this one part where you just like put a plate in and you kind of just let it sit there. Didn't really care for that. So yeah, as you can see here, here's the interior. We got this little like computer system. Like it's like a sticker that you put on here. It's actually a pretty detailed sticker too, I gotta say. I was kind of surprised by that. All the stickers on this are pretty cool. The window ones are kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about them, other than like I like it, but that's the thing about this too, is you gotta like kind of shift it around and stuff when you're folding it back up. Which let's do that right now. And I'll show you too how this works in terms of getting it connected back together, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so we got that together, and now we gotta get this one connected in. You can probably hear my cat freaking out outside of the door. She wants to come in here so she can get in the video, but we're not going to let that happen because she's just going to get hair everywhere. As you can see, it's a little difficult. This is not the most like accurate thing. But again, for like $22 and like as big as it is, I think it's pretty worth it. So there it is together. Here are these two minifigures now next to it. And overall, I gotta say, pretty nice. Pretty nice thing. Here's their hair. It's a pretty good build, okay? $22. It's not the craziest thing in the world, but it is really sick. I enjoy it. It's definitely like kind of weird just because of like how like loose and stuff it is, but like whatever, I can get over that. I'm not exactly like playing with this stuff. I usually just take photos of everything that I make and put it in my little brick city. And that's usually the end of that. And then I only bring it out to take photos from then on. So I'm not like gripping this up all the time and moving it around and stuff. So I could see though if you wore like if like a kid was to be like playing with this, he would probably or destroy it. Like my nephew, I could picture just tearing this apart in literal seconds, just because of like how flimsy everything is. But I don't think that's really what they're going for with this. I think it's more so like a model kit kind of thing almost. Either way, pretty dope. I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely recommend it. For as cheap as it is, I think if it was any more expensive, then I would not recommend it. I think if it was any more expensive than it is, I don't think I would recommend it just because of like how loose it is, and there's not that many parts as well. So if you're just buying it to like make something else, that's a huge majority of what I usually do is I buy sets to just get the pieces to make other things. If you're that kind of person, I don't really think that would be that good of a deal. But it's a pretty cool build for as cheap as it is. Because, again, it was only $22 on Amazon. Very cheap. So the Boeing Starliner, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the results afterwards. I did not like building it. I'm not going to lie. There were a couple of times I had to, like, take a deep breath and step away because it was just frustrating because like again like the instructions are just really really weird, like the way that they like highlight things is just like hard for me, at least visually it was hard to like decipher everything apart from each other. Same with like the pieces. A lot of the pieces they didn't what's the word I'm looking for, it was they were like the same piece but a different size, so there were a couple times I had to go back because I put like the smaller or the bigger version somewhere and I wasn't supposed to. I also gotta say these minifigures are little lackluster, although with the helmets on they do look pretty sick. They got these little arm prints too. Let me try to get that up in the camera. You can't really see it because it's really blurry, but they got these little prints on the arms of like the Boeing symbol, the American flag, the Starliner thing. They're pretty cool. With the helmet on, they're pretty cool. I like them with the helmet on. Like as you can see, like they're pretty sick. Like I'm gonna enjoy using these in some photos around the city when I have a chance to do that. So overall, I'm gonna give this. The way we're gonna do ratings on this channel is we're gonna do it out of 5. Okay, I think that's a simple scale, right? I would give this a solid 3. Solid 3, right in the middle. I don't think it's worth it if it was more money, but as cheap as it is, I think it's worth it. And I think it's a cool like piece to have like for a display, especially if you're like a nerd like I am and you love like spacecrafts and science fiction and like space exploration stuff. If you're into that kind of thing, this is definitely a good piece to have. And again, $22, you can't really go wrong. So yeah, 3 out of 5. Definitely, I wouldn't say, like, if you're going to buy this for, like, a younger kid to play with, I would definitely get something else because they're just going to tear it apart constantly. It's just going to fall apart every time they pick it up to play with. They get a little rough with it or something, it's not going to stay together. If you're using it for, like, photography or display purposes like I do, it's totally cool. The lack of like accessories and everything too, kind of a bummer, but I mean like what would they really put in, you know? Maybe a couple of more figures would have been cool. I mean, there was like 5 seats, so to get 5 figures to have in there, that would have been pretty dope. But you only get 2. Either way, 3 out of 5. This is the first Kobe thing I've ever put together, and I'm quite interested in doing some of these other things. They got on the instructions here, they have like a couple of different builds. I'm definitely going to scope some of those out. I've never built anything up until now of Kobe. I'm definitely interested though now because I mean it was again like the final result pretty cool. I'm not looking forward to building them if they're all like that though, but maybe they're not. Maybe the instructions are a little bit better. I don't know. Either way, if you like the video, comment, subscribe, do all that. I got lots of other videos to watch. I got a Twitch channel. I play Tetris and some other stuff sometimes. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of pictures of my Brick City, the stuff that I make. And I will catch you later in the next review. Thank you very much. Take care.